Yeah, they hear the bass drum, I can feel it in their chest, huh? Detroit hustle in my blood, putting spirit to the test, nah. Only blessings, no more stressing, manifesting on the daily. Natastic energy is flowing, can't nobody derail me. Heavy 808s banging, make the pavement tremble, shake. I'm speaking power into existence, for goodness gracious sake. Every word a seed I plant and watch it grow into a tree. Abundance surrounding me, set my spirit truly free. From the concrete jungle where the strong survive and thrive, I'm a queen in my own right, keeping all my dreams alive. Michigan accent on the mic, they feel the authentic vibe. This ain't just a song, it's a testimony. Watch my destiny arise. Natastic flow, feel the beat, it's in your soul, you know. Manifesting peace, watching all my blessings grow. Heavy bass hit, oh yeah, that's the rhythm of my grind. Self power rising up, leave the negativity behind. Natastic flow, feel the beat, it's in your soul, you know. Manifesting peace, watching all my blessings grow. Heavy bass hit, oh yeah, that's the rhythm of my grind. Self power rising up, leave the negativity behind. Used to chase the shadows, now I'm bathed in golden light. Walking with a purpose, yeah, I'm fighting a good fight. Faith ain't just a word I say, it's the air that I breathe. Every single triumph, every challenge, I believe in the power of my mind to create the life I see. No more doubting, no more hiding, letting my true self speak. Windows rattling and shaking, that's the sound of my ascent. From the bottom to the top, where my spirit's truly meant to shine. Bright like a diamond cut from the D's on stone, building up my empire on a solid spiritual throne. Yeah, I'm talking about the future where my vision is so clear. Natastic energy protecting me from all my doubt and fear. Natastic flow, feel the beat, it's in your soul, you know. Manifesting peace, watching all my blessings grow. Heavy bass hit, oh yeah, that's the rhythm of my grind. Self power rising up, leave the negativity behind. Natastic flow, feel the beat, it's in your soul, you know. Manifesting peace, watching all my blessings grow. Heavy bass hit, oh yeah, that's the rhythm of my grind. Self power rising up, leave the negativity behind. From the east side to the west, north and south, they feel the vibe. This ain't just my story, it's for everyone who strives to break free from the chains of what they thought they couldn't be. Look inside, find your power, set your spirit truly free. Natastic, fantastic, unstoppable, that's the creed. Planting seeds of greatness, watching purpose supersede. Yeah, Natastic flow, feel the beat, it's in your soul, you know. Manifesting peace, watching all my blessings grow. Heavy bass hit, oh yeah, that's the rhythm of my grind. So power rising up, with the negativity behind. Natastic flow, feel the beat, it's in your soul, you know. Manifesting peace, watching all my blessings grow. Heavy bass hit, oh yeah, that's the rhythm of my grind. So power rising up, with the negativity behind.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to Rocky Road TV. I am your host. I am Racquel, and we are going to have a pretty much inflammatory discussion tonight. Shout out to my girl, Natalie. She is the one behind that song you just heard. So shout out to her. She's an amazing individual, a great friend. She really moves from the heart, man. She supports her people. I'm one of her people and I support her back. She has a brand out named Just Do Better. She will be selling clothes. She has an adult line, but more importantly, she has a kids line that she's launching, right? Because the children are our future. And it's important that we pour into them and begin to put skills into them. Like, they need to learn how to grow, to garden, right? To build this new world that we're getting into. So that's all leading into what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about these SNAP benefits. We're going to be talking about how these pastors are out of fucking control. If you watch my last video, I already tackled Pastor Marvin Winans here, presiding over the church known as Perfecting on the east side of Detroit. Okay. So yes, I my mama is a attendee of that church. Okay. Growing up, we bounced. First of all, our home church was Greater Grace Temple. We bounced from Greater Grace Temple to Straight Gate to we never went to Word of Faith. So Straight Gate, it was Perfecting. It was whatever Wayne T. Jackson's church is. We've been to all the foolishness. And unfortunately, my mom loves these people. Everything said tonight is for entertainment purposes, and they are alleged Maybe I'm serious, maybe I'm not, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna sue my ass. Okay, I ain't got nothing to give nobody. I ain't got the $1,200 that Pastor Marvin Winans want, and I damn sure ain't gonna be sued for more. All right, so we gonna get in here and talk our shit and get out. I might have Natalie might be calling in. I'm not sure. I can't guarantee it, but that will be some great dialogue. So let's get into this. I seen these videos. Again, go back and watch my previous video about Marvin Winans and watch the second one that I posted. It's two that look alike. Watch the latest one because it actually has the clips edited into it. The first one, you might hear like some silence because for whatever reason, it's always some shit, right? The Google settings, they needed some kind of permissions to even air it. And then when I went and test ran it earlier, I noticed that you could hear the sound, but you couldn't see the video. So I ended up having to download shit so I can play it for you. Okay, so let's get it in. We're going to get to them pastors, but let's talk about these SNAP benefits. Okay, and then I've got a video I'm going to play in response that I put on my TikTok that sums up how I feel about the shit.
If you are naive enough to think that the pause to SNAP benefits on November 1st isn't going to affect you because you don't receive food stamps, I want you to hear this. About 1 in 8 Americans receive SNAP benefits. In fact, in Oklahoma, where I live, that's 1 in 6 people. So about 600,000 people in my state alone, Oklahoma, receive SNAP benefits. About 1 in 4 children in the U.S. receive SNAP benefits. But you're not one of those people, so you don't care, but hang with me. When those benefits go away, just about $9 billion in grocery spending vanishes. So you've got to be thinking about not just the grocery stores being able to stay open and pay their employees, but you have to think about the entire supply chain, trucks on the road, people who provide food to these groceries. $9 billion. Dollar SNAP benefits adds about $1.50 to $1.80 to the economy. So cutting those benefits isn't saving the dollar, it's taking away that dollar local economy. But you don't receive benefits, you don't work for a grocery store, you don't drive a truck, you don't do it. But when all of those things, the only way to combat that is to drastically increase the price of grocery prices up over 3% in 2025 alone, which is almost an entire percentage higher than the increase in grocery prices over the last 20 years. I thought they were supposed to go down day one, though. So even if SNAP benefits only pause for 1 month, which, by the way, would be detrimental to all the people I mentioned before that you don't give a shit about, it will cost the economy roughly $13 to $14 billion in profit. And you can expect your grocery prices in just that 1 month to go up at least 1%. And states will stand to lose about $300 to $500 million in sales tax revenue. So even if you do not receive SNAP benefits, you never have, you never will, you do not want these to be paused on November 1st.
Okay, so here's my question. People are hungry. They start going hungry. And again, I'm not really into the fear mongering. I do want to say that, but we're just having a conversation, right? I don't get into fear despite anything. I do want to let y'all know I have faith in the divine creator source of infinite intelligence that lies within me. And I have faith that when I came in here, everything will be provided for me and my family, and we will be fine. However, these are matters of the 3D, so we will discuss them. So people get hungry. What are they going to start doing? Are they going to get violent? Do we need to get more bullets? What needs to happen? Or does it have to get that far? How about this? How about everything out here is showing us we need to take our power back? Okay? Anytime you lend your power to an external force, because see, this damn government, the only thing they need to do is make sure they're keeping us safe and keep the money flowing if that money is even a thing. And really, I think that's stupid. But they have gone too far, and it's very clear that none of this is for our best interest. Now, I will say this. I do think a lot of things are falling. The cards are falling primarily because it's an end of an era, an end of a cycle. So the things must fall apart to be rebuilt, right? And unfortunately, with that falling apart, there are going to be major inconveniences, right? But it's not as if we are totally helpless. And this is a video I did on TikTok earlier, and then I'll get back to my talking. So check this out. This is what I have to say. And this is what I'm talking about inflammatory. Because somebody was like, "Oh, I thought you was one of them Republicans. I thought they thought I was on the MAGA side, child." Here you go. Hey, you. Remember y'all were mad about this?
Roughly 950 people have been.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think it's going to take to get rid of the big bad wolf? And when I say the big bad wolf, I'm speaking of the powers that rule and be, or actually were, that are pulling the strings to everything. I mean, because we're not organizing in community, for real. We're not taking accountability for our own lives. We keep thinking that other people outside of us is going to give a fuck, right? We're currently looking at a situation where these SNAP benefits, people probably aren't going to get next month, which means people are going to be hungry, and more importantly, children. And I'm asking you, what do you think is appropriate to solve this problem? Because y'all got mad about that. And I understand, because it was fueled by hate against Trump, whatever. I don't give a fuck about none of them. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care about who's racist, who said what. I don't care about that, because I understand it more deeply than that. Y'all get lost in your emotions. So fuck your emotions. You want to get emotional about something, then let it fuel you to act. Because if you're just going to sit around your Thanksgiving table, if you're just going to jump on here and talk shit, you're doing absolutely the fuck nothing. But being a big bad wolf and blowing no fucking house down, because ain't shit moving. So I'm asking you, what do you think is the appropriate action? Because despite the background of why people was up there acting a fool like that, they were mad and they were ready to do something. What were you doing? Massa, look, they over there overtaking. What's wrong with y'all? Every time they get y'all to get mad about something, y'all don't realize it's more keeping you in line than anything. Them people were taking action. For whatever it was, they were standing up for what they believed in. And that be the part that a lot of people miss. Sometimes people be wrong, but god damn it, I can't be mad for somebody for standing up for what they believe in. So what should we do? Because talking about race, talking about differences, focusing on trans, focusing on all this shit that only causes arguments and separate us. I'm asking you again, when you get done with all that shit, what are we going to do? Because shit's gonna get worse before it gets better, and really theoretically it has to, right? The house of cards must fall so we can build again. But what are we gonna do about the rebuilding? Or are we gonna keep sitting on our hands looking for other motherfuckers to do it? And before you say what are you doing, I'm doing all that I can on my end, but I can't change the world alone. I can't. If somebody's in need and I have something to give, I do. I give in so many different ways. I've given in so many different ways. And those I've given to know that. I'm not going to pull up a receipt for your dumb ass. I'm asking you, what the fuck are we going to do? So when I said that, I meant that, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. They tried to take over the Capitol, and I hear it, it was because Dump said to do it and all of this and all that. But either way, they had the battery in their back, they was fed up, and they went and did something that they felt that they stood for, right? Regardless of who was motivating behind it. And so then it's like, okay, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. So that sends the message of tucking your tail. And then they're doing all of this shit and everybody's upset. And what are we going to do? What the fuck you mean? What are we going to do? We're going to do what we need to do. As long as we continue to depend on these resources, they can take them and give them when they want to because they control it. Think about it. So if we begin to look out for one another, and I know that's a hard concept. See, I had somebody drop off already because people don't want to hear that shit. Nobody wants to be accountable. They don't want to hear shit about work. This is why pastors like Juanita Bynum, and I'm not taking away from her whole legacy, right? She has did her thing in her way, and Marvin Winans has done his thing. They have their place. But what I'm saying is, when we have this savior, this superhero, this Marvel mentality that someone is going to come and save us, and we don't want to do the work, and we think just handing somebody our money like it's a genie in a bottle, or like put a token in it and it's going to produce something. That's not how it works, because they don't care. And if you don't see that by now, I don't know what to say. No one's going to care about you more than you. Don't y'all get that? Think about it. Let's think of something totally different, a totally different scenario, but same thing. When you have low self-esteem and you don't treat yourself well, not damn motherfucker you attract is going to treat you like you need to be treated, because you don't even treat yourself well. There's a whole world out here, and I know you see other people, right? But you are the projector. I had a dream. And I was asking. It was funny. I appeared in my childhood home, the home that I had from 8 to, I've stayed there maybe till I was 20 or something like that. Prior to that, I lived in the city of Detroit, but then my dad moved us to a suburb right out of the city of Detroit, right? And so I go down the steps and I'm asking this entity, I felt it there, and I asked it to appear, to reveal itself, and it did. And I asked it a question about another individual. And you know what it told me? That person is irrelevant. All that matters is you. You're the only person that matters. And everybody's got to start thinking that way, but in a collective way, and realizing that we're interconnected and we are all one. We all have gifts and talents we can contribute and build the world. And no, it's not going to be overnight and it's not going to be easy. But if everybody contributes, it will be easier. We already stressed the fuck out anyway. Is it easy at your job? Is it easy fighting the fucking traffic? Is it easy worrying about bills? None of it is easy. So pick your heart. Which one do you want? Do you want to keep picking the one that anytime them motherfuckers, the wind blow, they don't want you to have shit, they take it away from you? Or do you want to create a world that says, fuck them, we don't need them, we can govern ourselves? What did Jesus say? All these things I do, you can do, and we'll do more. What is going on? What will it take? This is why this episode is called Bullshit Fatigue, because all of this is bullshit. And if you're tired of it, we got to do something about it. Fuck black fatigue. Y'all want to talk? Black people is not the only ones that be tripping. Everybody's tripping. We got to be the face of the fuckery for whatever reason. I don't know. And y'all believe that dumb shit. But everybody's suffering and dealing with some shit. I need y'all to wake up and pay attention. Okay, so let's go back over this Marvin Winans thing. So let me play this, right? And then I got some other shit we going my God. Okay, let's get to it.
Of a perfecting church was sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Okay, now this
sending a clear message to Perfecting Church and its leader, Bishop Marvin Winans.
Well, we did sue because we said this continues to be a nuisance which has to be abated.
The lawsuit filed last week, the city demanding the court take jurisdiction over the case involving this unfinished church at 7 Mile and Woodward, the future home of Perfecting Church, a church that has been under construction for decades after plans to build at this site were announced in 2003 by Bishop Winans, a member of the world-renowned gospel singing family, the Winans.
They have not taken out a building permit to do any work on that church since 2018. We want a receiver to come in, take control of the project, and help us bring this thing to a close.
The city says it's still waiting to receive a detailed status building report from the church, which was due 2 weeks ago. Fox 2 reached out to Bishop Winans, and we received a statement which reads in part, "We believed we are up to date in addressing all matters of concern posed by the city. We are shocked and extremely disappointed that the city would take this course of action in the dark of the night and, in our opinion, not acting in good faith." But one local activist believes this lawsuit is about more than a church that remains unfinished.
What is really happening here, I believe, is that church is located right on the line of sight to the first PGA event ever held in Detroit, the Rocket Mortgage Classic. I believe they view it as an eyesore.
The city rejecting that claim.
We've had 2 rocket mortgages, and this thing has been standing there throughout each one of them.
The church has 3 weeks to respond to the lawsuit.
There's something wrong with this. Does God have a timetable? Hell no.
Okay, so I also have a video of the woman responding and taking up for Pastor Winans. Okay, so we got this church. So 2 things can be true, right? It could be that they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and someone has a vested interest of making smoke about this church being an eyesore, right? 2 things really can be true. I think the pastor needs to be asking people that are knowledgeable on getting the documents that the city needs, because evidently they're having an issue getting it to them, if that's even true. But the question is, where is the money going? Is the money going to go to these people that are going to be cut off from their SNAP benefits? Because we know good and hell well there are SNAP recipients going to his church. A lot of poor people are the ones filling these churches because they want, they want something. They lack hope. They're deflated in a lot of ways, and they're looking for some kind of refuge, some kind of saving. This is why they will give $1,200 and receive a rebuke and then respond in this way.
The lady that Pastor Winans rebuked speaks out. Please watch this clip, and I want y'all to see how she defends this man. She is so manipulated by what's going on that she continues to take up and defend this man despite of being the victim. Please watch this and give your thoughts.
You're the woman in that viral video.
Right.
He did not rebuke you.
He absolutely did not rebuke me. Now, there's a difference. There was a correction, because let me clearly state that Pastor gave instruction on the lines to get into.
I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all that, so I was calling them by increments. And we had someone that had given out of before, and I corrected it, and I told everybody to listen and come when you call, and that's all that was.
Roberta told me Pastor Winans personally apologized to her. She's been a member of Perfecting Church since 2013 and has given faithfully over the years and will continue.
So she's going to continue to give, and that's within her right. We all have free will. She said it wasn't a rebuke. To me, today's economy and all that's going on, and you want this type of money and whatever the discrepancy was, even if she was on the wrong line, however you want to flip it, take the fucking money and be happy, right? Because other than that, I see it as a rebuke. I see it as disrespect. Now, supposedly he apologized, of course, as he should, but still, this is foolishness. And this is the type... Let's go to Juanita Bynum.
Like you have never seen. Like you have never seen. $1,066 is nothing. You can get money back. Yes, Lord. He just said 5 more people are sitting here deciding, but you're not deciding about money. You're deciding about your future. You're not deciding about money, you're deciding about your future. He said, come now. This isn't about money, this is about your future.
It's literally about money.
This is about the restoration of your faith. He said, God wants some people to pay some bills for him. He said, everywhere you go. He said, I will handpick 21 people in the building that will sow this $1,066 because of what I'm getting ready to turn around in their life. And it's something because in this season,
these individuals need to become Zoom pastors. They need to start doing their thing over Zoom, so they can stop using these bills as an excuse too. I'm not saying that churches don't take maintenance and stuff like that, but to set up, that was manipulation for one. To tell somebody that $1,066 is not no money, you can get that back. This is about your future. What are you talking about? What are they getting? You see how misleading and manipulative that is. But what I'm saying is, when you have a conglomerate of individuals that refuse to realize that we must take accountability for our own lives, they fall for shit like this because they're just hoping that this crackpot set it and forget it shit is going to work, and it hasn't thus far. I know that the task that we need to do is not easy. I know that individually we cannot do it. This is why we all need to realize what needs to be done. And those that are handy need to be teaching the youth to become handy. Our handy men need to be passing that down. It needs to happen. We've got to figure this thing out. We've got to take our country back. I don't have the whole blueprint for you. I'm just saying what needs to be done. But one thing I do know, when we put all of our minds together, because the divine creator source of infinite intelligence is within us all, and when two or more come together, he said he is in the midst. And I use that loosely because I don't believe that what we refer to God is a he. If anything, it will be androgynous. It's an energy. It's a frequency. Okay? Everybody has a bit of knowledge. Everybody is a piece to the puzzle of figuring this shit out. I know, what I do know is I know I can cook. I ain't no chef, but baby, when I put some shit together, it tastes good. I know I can cook. Now, I can't do no hair. I might can help you with the kids, but my nerves be short. I'm a substitute, so this is why I generally substitute for middle school, and I prefer high school. Because our babies, I love them. I do. They're precious. They're cute. And everything in between. But, they want to tattletale. They don't like to keep their hands to themselves and all this. I'm very self-aware of what I can do and what it might be a little tasking on me. But there's somebody else that wouldn't mind all of that. So the point is figuring out where we can be useful and putting ourselves to good use and passing on the skills that we do have to the youth. Because at some point we're going to move on. We're now solid, and then we will become vapor. You know what I'm saying? We will transition on into another form, and then probably to another reality. Or we might come back to this rusty motherfucker. I don't know. They say you don't want to come back, and then you get over there and you ain't, you're already everything. So it's like, let me go back and play the game again and help out. This is what we need, because this type of stuff, these $1,600, these money lines and stuff in church and all this dumb stuff, and don't nobody know where the money going. And then now one pastor came on here and said, I know what is going on in the government, but through the efforts of my congregation, we have set aside a fund that we can help support those who might be at risk of famine in these hard times. If they were saying it, it damn sure would be on social media. It would be on social media. We are tired of the bullshit. And then another thing, this whole the powers that be were whatever, the manipulation that they in the tweaking and the tampering that they do with social media, which I get it, right? I mean, you should know by now that social media is the feds. You should know that it's a big monitoring spirit. And some of us make it very easy to fall into the hands of the law because we put dumb stuff on the internet. We should know that. But even knowing that, they still get out of hand. So let's play this so you can see what I'm talking about.
So this is pretty fucking scary. I've gotten together with 5 different creators now, right? Ever since we all updated the last update on TikTok, there's been some sketchy ass shit going down with our devices. Not that I think it necessarily matters, but all of our accounts have over 600k followers. So, you know, obviously the algorithm works in our favor to some sense. Anyways, ever since we downloaded the last update on TikTok, a lot of sketchy shit has been happening to primarily our phones, but also other devices that we have as well. And I discovered that when I was making a video specifically about Israel, okay, let's keep that in mind, I'm going to make that very clear here, as well as 2 other members of our team when they were making videos throughout the last couple of days of Israel as well, we have been recorded. We also discovered that there have been major viruses on our devices. I don't fucking play about cybersecurity, you know what I mean? I have people that do that shit for me. They know what the fuck they're doing. Let's just call them tech experts that really know how to code, you feel me? And they discovered that out of 5 of us, 12 of our devices were somehow hacked and had Pegasus software downloaded on them. My computer, my phone, I mean their iPads, their laptops, all of their shit somehow, some way had Pegasus software downloaded on them. That's scary as fuck. Do you know what Pegasus is? These are 0-click attacks. Do you know how many people probably aren't even aware of this shit happening to them? And this shit just started happening after you know who got involved in the TikTok deal. I'm not going to say their name officially, but let's just say that their name starts with an O. And when I chose 2 days ago to block them on TikTok, my entire algorithm shifted. I'm starting to see content about No Kings now. I'm starting to see more content about Gaza. It's actually insane. But people, if you know any tech experts, please let them do a full rundown on all of your devices. With the way the AI is nowadays, I am not taking any motherfucking risk. Just imagine, right? Your face on another body doing something very specific. And we're just being 100% realistic here. The same exact individuals of which are responsible for creating that technology are definitely not the same motherfucking people or anything. I will be collecting evidence on all this as much as I possibly can. So if anybody else discovers anything, please hit me up in the DMs and let me know.
So here they are playing with people's devices, putting stuff. Now, mind you, too, I do want to put this disclaimer out that you cannot believe everything that's on the internet because they have their agents on there too, right? Not only is it a monitoring tool, they also plant their agents as well for influence. However, I think it's safe to say we know they're all about the nefarious and the diabolical. So it's just something we are, again, the name of this episode is Bullshit Fatigue. We the people are tired but failed to take action. And my question is, what action are we going to take? And speaking of bullshit fatigue, this is my last clip. And this is so befitting of the bullshit. Y'all go see.
And the story that I tell is nothing but the truth. So help me, Tokyo Tony. Right after my marriage, I went straight into dancing. Yep. People ask me why. And I ask them, why not? Most women want to be dancers or try it at least one time. But when you get in, trust me, it's hard as fuck to get out. Why? The money. What else? A lot of girls come innocent and leave guilty as hell. A lot of girls come without kids and leave with a few. A lot of girls come never doing drugs, but leaves an addict. I never did drugs when I went to the club. I never walked around the club half-baked and with a cup in my hand. When these bitches was dancing for $10, I was doing 20. And when they got to $20, I was working and having my own business. So I quit the game. Not early, late. Why? Hell, it's more money to get. And I'm not finished yet.
Now, why does this apply? Because Tokyo Tony be on that bullshit. And you know what? I'm all here for expression. I mean, I'm on here, right? Everyone's not going to agree with me or like me. I don't give a fuck about it. But it's everyone's right to be on here and say and do whatever they feel that their talent is or whatever they feel they need to contribute. So, I definitely stand 10 toes on that. She's well within her right. But Tokyo Tony do be on that bullshit, in my opinion. And that's just how I feel about it. And I just felt like it was so appropriate because here comes Tokyo with some more shit. She's always got some shit going on. And listen, I feel like you're entitled to do and wear whatever you want to wear, but them lashes, Tokyo. Is it like was it raining and you didn't have no umbrella, so you put them lashes on? I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know, y'all. Look here. There should be a link in here in the description to where you guys can submit your questions or what you want talked about. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Make sure y'all look for real. Join my Patreon because I would like to start going live in there and having a more intimate setting. I would really like that. So, you can join that for free for sure. Um Y'all know today we're just talking. There'll be some days I'll come on here and do readings when I feel led to do it. Again, with my channel, it's not something you can put in a box. I am the niche. I am Racquel and I am the niche and I do what I feel led to do. So if you follow this channel, you got to understand that this is not, I don't cater to what you want me to say. I say what I want to say. That's how I do things. And I'm good with that. That makes me feel complete. That makes me feel whole. I stick to who I am. So that's how we're doing that on that. And I do have some things in my Patreon shop if y'all are interested. I have some resources, some branding resources. I also have ebooks and I have a digital tarot class. Teach you how to read tarot. And it's in depth too. It's in depth. I'll go over chakras, numbers, colors, elements, all that. The card meanings, all of that. And I believe the price is like $53. Patreon be trying to add their cost on to what's Apple. Apple do. If you from an Android, I think they were supposed to end that, but who knows? If you get it from an Android or Microsoft device, there's no extra fee, but Apple be taxing. So that's how that go. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that. And we allow it. This Apple phone, like they play in our face. Y'all see that new phone they trying to come out with, that 17? That what is ugly, and they switched around some shit and made it ugly, and it's still the same phone. It's ridiculous. And we keep going forward. So we the people power this bitch, and we got to really understand that and start moving like that. If you're just now coming in, I advise you to start from the beginning. I feel like it was a good goddamn show. You know what I'm saying? You might not, but I think it was. Of course, I'm going to be my biggest cheerleader cuz who if I'm not, who is? Okay? And you know what? I had put this in here earlier when I was talking about when you seen the video of me talking. insurrection, a violent uprising against an authority or government. And I was saying, y'all had an issue with that. Y'all had an issue with that when that happened. And I'm trying to figure out, why do y'all have an issue with that? They're violent towards us. They're taking us over. We've got this stay in our place mentality that we've allowed them to brainwash us into. And it's crazy. Remember, we're supposed to be able to overthrow a government when it operates in tyranny, totalitarianism. And we keep looking at each other online. Can you believe it? Fuck yeah, I believe it. What you doing about it? Talking about it. On the holidays around the table. I always got that one relative. You know this Trump. Here we go. Here we go. We keep going up to the polls, swapping out people that they already going to put in who they want to put in. Now, your local elections, I do feel, are a little bit different. I do feel that if you're going to pay attention to anything, if you're about that political life, I do feel like you should be involved in your local ones, right? But these people still do what the fuck they want to do, for real. They just do, because they're the ones with the money. They're the ones who decide where the money go. And ultimately, they want to keep the money. So we got some work to do, man. We got some work to do. We got to figure it out. It's up to us, man. Nobody's coming to save us. I know Marvel, they give you this Marvel. We love Marvel. We love the superheroes. And I know they keep slapping you upside the head with this Bible to make you feel like you're going to get your prosperity and everything handed to you after you leave here, to put you to sleep and allow them to take advantage of you. And then they don't even lube you up. Even Diddy was giving out baby oil. The government don't give you no shit like that. They don't even give you baby oil. Astroglide, KY, they don't do none of it. They just run up in your raw and leave you to heal and pick up the pieces. And y'all keep allowing it. So, hey, I can only do so much as a person. I need help. And why shouldn't we help one another? We are interconnected. We are a collective. And we sit up and we argue about dumb stuff, race and trans and anybody else in the LGBTQ and whether it's right, and y'all be worried about the wrong shit. Y'all be worried about the wrong shit. I don't know. That's just my take. I love y'all. And I'm out of here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you think in the comments.